Welcome to the Raising Boys to Men page. I'm not going to say podcast. I'm not going to say the episode name. Raising Boys to Men page. Now, if you've been following me on social media, you should know that I'm all about promoting positive co-parenting and understanding. I'm not one of these platforms, although many may think it, where I'm trying to slate men or slate mums or make anyone feel bad about what has occurred. But I'm actually trying to help people learn from the mistakes I made. For those of you that don't know, I have two sons, soon to be 18, grown man, literally a grown man, and a soon to be 12-year-old. So a 17 and an 11-year-old, two sons, two separate relationships. I would like to think I co-parent quite well, quite effectively, but there's so many lessons I've had to learn along the way. And I don't want you guys, men and women, to have to go on the journey that I went on. I don't want you to have to learn from the mistakes that I made when you don't need to. You literally don't need to. Watch the platform, watch my videos, listen to these episodes, listen to what I'm saying. Don't allow your emotion, especially in this episode, don't allow your emotion to start leading you. And that's what can often happen so much, especially in co-parenting. We allow our emotions to lead us. And that's what this episode is all about. But before we get into the episode, please, like this video, comment. I don't care if it's a good comment, bad comment, just comment. Share it, subscribe. If you like this content, if you are on your co-parenting journey and you find this beneficial, you find it helpful, share it with others. Because these episodes, in my opinion, are the ones that need to reach as many people as possible. Not the episodes where people are slating women or slating men with no solutions. We're just shaming. That doesn't help us. We're not here to shame, blame, or guilt anyone. We're here to talk about the realness, the truth. We're here to reflect, and we're here to hold ourselves accountable. With that being said, today's episode, I've even got my laptop. I brought the laptop out. That's how serious I'm taking it. Today's episode, it may be titled something different, but I'm going to run with this. Co-parenting will never be fair. Co-parenting will never be fair. I just want to stop for a sec, right? I've got aligners in my mouth. Aligners. I'm on my braces journey. I'm trying to get my teeth fixed. I feel like I sound completely different to how I normally talk. So there's parts of me that wants to just keep stopping this and re-recording. But I'm going to give this to you in as raw format as possible. So now that I've explained what may be going on here, co-parenting will never be fair. It will never be fair. And we need to start understanding that and accepting it. And I know there's some of you that will be thinking, yeah, well, I have 50-50. Me and my co-parent have 50-50, so it is fair. Co-parenting will never be fair. Let me just give you some stats to start with. Let's just talk about the reality of it. In the UK, there are around 1.8 million single parents. Around 90% of those are headed by mums. 90% of those households are headed by mums. 10, 11% are fathers, right? So in the UK, we're very far off 50-50. We're miles off of there being an even 50-50 split, right? As of 2020, in America, approximately 11 million single parent households, and 80% of those are headed by mums. So we got 80-20. In the UK, 90-10. In America, 80-20. I want you to understand, even if things were 50-50, they still wouldn't be fair. And this is what we have to understand. What is fair? Fair is not what you think it is. Because for so many of you, fair is just, well, I do this and you do that, and we're 50-50, and therefore it's even. It's so important to understand that along your co-parenting journey, right, you and your co-parent are going to walk completely different paths. Man and woman, mum and dad, your journeys, your paths are completely different from each other. What's required of you is completely different from each other. This is why I'm not a fan of when there's absent fathers, mum saying, I'm mum and dad. Respectfully to all the amazing mums out there, you are a mum and you're an amazing mum at that. It's not your role to be a dad. Being a dad has nothing to do with, oh, there's a man that's missing, therefore I can step in. This isn't football where, oh, you know what, our striker's injured, I'll be the striker today. It doesn't work like that. When the man is not present, you just have to take on more of the responsibility, and it just not empowers you, but shows how powerful you are as a mum. But I've just kind of digressed a bit. But this whole I'm mum and dad, you're an amazing mum. And for the dads out there trying to be dad and mum, you're an amazing dad. And because we feel like we can interchange, oh, I can be dad today, or I can be mum today, I feel like it makes us lose the respect for that role and for that individual. The fact that we feel we can just become it. Or I can become a mum. Or I can become a dad. We're losing what that really means and what the impact of that person has. So, like I said, digress. Bear with me. I don't know how long these episodes are going to be, but we're going to talk about the realness today. We're going to talk about the realness. Right. So, you may both love your child deeply. I've got no question. Mums and dads watching this, you love your child deeply. Your love for your child is beautiful, right? And you both want what's best for them. But the way you navigate your journeys are still going to be different. And one of the biggest issues we have within co-parenting is a lack of understanding for what the other person is going through. A lack of empathy for what the other person is going through. And that is where a majority of our issues within co-parenting come from. A lack of empathy and understanding. We've got so many platforms out here just blaming and shaming and trying to bring down mums, or trying to make all dads look a certain way. Blaming and shaming. There's no platforms out here focused on, oh, let's bring you guys together. Let's help you work better together. I will be the only one if I need to be. So again, to the men out there, I'm not here to put you down. I'm here to help you. You have to feel comfortable with that. I'm here to help you. So, I know for a fact, one of the biggest issues I had on my co-parenting journey was putting myself in my child's mum's position. I hardly done that. Even to this day, I still struggle to do that, but I'm more mindful of it. Doing your best to really understand what the other person may be experiencing and having that empathy goes a long, long way, especially for us as men. If we can really understand what that woman has gone through and is going through, we can maybe position ourselves a bit differently in order to be of service, in order to be of support. That doesn't stop just because you're no longer together. And one of the things I didn't really understand, and this is why co-parenting will never be fair, the way the journey starts, right? It takes two of you to create this child, two of you, mum and dad. Yet from the moment the man impregnates the woman, it's the woman that goes through all the changes. The woman goes through all the changes, right? She may gain weight, or she will gain weight. She'll gain weight. Her physical appearance may look different. Her anxiety, her hormones, the stress levels may increase. Her appetite changes. Her moods change. Health is at risk. Ladies, I'm sure there's so many more that you're probably screaming at the video right now, but those are just to name a few. Why us as men, we can, in the window of pregnancy, the woman's body will change drastically. The man has an opportunity. He can go and get in the best shape of his life if he wants to. There's nothing stopping him. There's no restrictions. There's nothing stopping him. Understanding that in itself the way your parenting, co-parenting journey started was not fair. It may be what we've come to accept. The woman carries the child. It's a beautiful thing, but it's not fair. Now, understanding that would have helped me through the pregnancy stage. I would have been of greater help. I would have been of greater service to the mothers of my children had I put myself in that position. They're experiencing so many changes. Don't take things so personally. They're experiencing so many changes. How can you make their life a bit more comfortable? It very much became about me. I focused on myself. It was me. I. And I wasn't doing enough focusing on my child's mom, because in my head, there's nothing for me to really do until the child gets here. Not at all. Not at all. We can save that whole section for another video, but just be mindful of that. The way you started this journey is completely different. The things that woman's gone through. And just because she gave birth doesn't mean there's not still things her body's experiencing. So again, having empathy to that. Okay, having empathy to that. Now, in terms of co-parenting in itself, right, you and the other parent have chosen, or one of you has chosen to end this relationship and not go forward together. Now, as the primary parent, 90% of cases in the UK, 80% of cases in America, the primary parent being the female, she's going to be under completely different stresses to the man. Her day-to-day is going to be completely different to the man. The pressure she's going to be under, the checklist, the mental checklist that woman is going to have to go through every day, not just for herself, for her child. There's times I wake up and I'm just trying to remember what I've got to do, right? Like, okay, I need to get to the gym. I need to log on because I've got a work meeting. You know what? I need to then go and do this, and I've got to make this call and do this. That's my day. Having your child with you and remembering, you know what, they've got school at 9 o'clock, but they've also got, it's book day. They need this doing and that doing, and they've got an appointment after school. They've got an activity class to get to, and I've got to make sure. That primary parent's day-to-day checklist is so different from yours. It's so important to understand that. It's not fair. It doesn't mean the primary parent is doing more in a day than a non-resident parent, because that non-resident parent may have a hectic day. It just means that that primary parent is under a very different stress when it comes to your child compared to what you are. Having that empathy, having that understanding. The freedom that the primary parent is having. Okay? As the non-resident parent, I get the opportunity, if I choose to just not be about. Us as men sometimes have this opportunity to just switch off. I don't want to be involved. I didn't want the child in the first place. Or, you know what, I want to go out with my friends this weekend. I'm choosing not to be involved. The primary parent doesn't have that luxury. When one of you walks away, it forces the other person into a position of stillness. If me and you are both holding a weight, imagine this is a weight, yeah? We're both holding it. I choose to let go. I've let go, I walk away. The moment you let go, this falls to the ground and crashes. You're now forced to hold this because I've decided to walk away. That's what happens in co-parenting, and that's something we don't understand. The moment one person chooses to be absent or walk away, it forces the other person to have to carry this weight by themselves, because if they step away, it's done. That bottle signifies your child. Let's really take that in. Let's really take that in. So it's having empathy to the pressures and the stresses that the primary parent is under. Because like I said, although it may not be fair, we're going to come with solutions, and solution is empathy and understanding. Because what you're able to then do with this understanding is say, you know what, I know she must be under a lot of stress. Let me call. Let me make a phone call. Let me see if there's any way I can help. Let me see if there's any way I can be of service. When was the last time you called your co-parent, the primary parent, just to say, is there anything you need help with? Is there anything you need help with? You know what? I was thinking about this or that. Would this be of service to you? Would this help you? You know what? I was thinking you haven't had a holiday in 5 years. Why don't I have the child for a week and you just get some time to yourself, or maybe go away with your girls, or that proactive thinking. Some of us as men just sit and wait to be asked. Oh, well, if they haven't asked, then they must not need. No, some women are never going to ask you for help. They're never going to ask you for help. Maybe because you put them through a madness, like I once did. Maybe because you was a prick, like I once was. So they don't feel comfortable coming to you and asking for your help. It doesn't mean they don't need help. Oh, well, if they're not asking, then I won't help. No, ask. Ask and get the help and give the help. Having empathy as the non-resident parent to what the primary parent is going through is key. However, primary parents, I need you to understand this. Non-resident parents are also going through their own struggles. They're going through their own struggles. Some of them are, if you're anything like me, you're carrying this guilt of not seeing your child enough, not being present enough, feeling like you're constantly missing out on things. And I know some of you will say, well, they could just be more involved then. It's not always that simple, because not every primary parent, not every woman wants the man to be involved, wants him to be more involved, is willing to open the door to him, to allow him more access, more time, more information. So again, empathy is needed here. Things are not fair. Yes, the primary parent will carry a lot of the load, but for the men out there that really want to be present, that non-resident parent may feel like he's missing out on everything, missing out on the first steps, missing out on the first words, missing out on certain appointments because he wasn't invited to, or because you didn't feel like he deserved to be involved. Understanding, just because we, as in individuals, are carrying a certain load, it doesn't mean the other person isn't going through something. It doesn't mean that that other person doesn't have battles of their own. Yes, things are not fair. They will never be fair. The way your journey started, that's why I started you there. The way your journey started as parents was not fair. It was not even. The way your journey continues as parents will never be even. Mum and dad, man and woman, what's required is very different from you. However, having the empathy and understanding of what that other person is going through is vital. It is so vital. So if this video has done anything for you, if this video has made you think, if this video has planted a seed, or if you have a question, jump in the comments, leave a question, jump onto my social media platforms, because what I will be doing each week is polls as to what topic you want me to touch on next. I really hope these videos are making a difference, making you think, providing some value, but also I hope they're holding you accountable. Man and woman, I hope these are actually holding you accountable. And for anyone interested, I've decided to do this video just on my iPhone. I've got the iPhone in front of me. I got a microphone into my laptop. I got some notes. I was thinking and hesitating for ages about doing a podcast or doing these videos because I didn't feel I had the right equipment. Sometimes you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Your co-parenting journey will never be perfect. But as long as your intention is always what's best for my child, you're going to go a long way and things will improve. If two of you as parents come to the table both focused on what's best for my child, the child wins. If both of you come to the table focused on this isn't fair, me, what about me, your child doesn't win. Thank you for listening. I'm just hoping it's recorded. I'm going to be real. I'm going to go check it now. Thank you for listening. Join me next week for another video.